Hi, Agdolls here and welcome back to my channel. So I was hoping to film this video a little bit closer to Christmas, but I had too many exciting videos that I wanted to put out. So I'm finally getting around to do this one and I'm really excited for it and I hope it helps you guys. So without further ado, here are tips on how to look after your new American Girl doll. So I want to start on their hair because that's one of the most difficult things to maintain on a doll. To maintain an American Girl doll's hair, you do need a wire wig brush. You need this because if you use a real hairbrush that you use on yourself, on your doll, it'll put the oils from your hair onto their hair, and also it'll cause breakage and frizz in the doll's hair and it just won't work at all. It'll damage it and the dolls only get one set of hair, so you've got to be really careful to look after it. I also like to use a toothbrush and a spray bottle filled with water. The toothbrush is really good for smoothing down flyaways at the roots of the doll's hair, and the spray bottle filled with water makes it much easier to brush through the doll's hair and also to smooth down flyaways. You should always brush from the bottom of the hair and then make your way up to the top of it. And you should brush it in small strands as well, so you can make your way through the smaller knots. You don't want to overbrush your doll's hair either, but it definitely needs to be brushed so that it doesn't get matted or anything like that. For curlier hair, you may need a few more basic things like bobby pins just to do some rolls in the doll's hair, but that's about it really, there's not too much to it. Leading on from that point, I will say watch hair tutorials. The dolls all have different textures of hair, different lengths, different curliness, different straightness. Some of them have layers. Not everyone picks a straight haired doll with short hair as well as their first doll. I know I didn't. I picked Caroline and I didn't know how to look after her hair, so it got absolutely destroyed and I had to re-wig her. So I would highly recommend watching YouTube tutorials. If anyone wants me to make any YouTube tutorials on how to do your doll's hair, please let me know in the comments below. I have dolls with almost every kind of curl that American Girl makes and I would be absolutely happy to do it. So my next point is about storing your doll. When storing your doll, keep them either standing up or lying down, not sitting. This is because their joints are attached using elastic, which will stretch over time. Storing them sitting for long periods of time will make this stretch quicker and they'll end up with loose limbs, like Kanani here. If you choose to leave your dolls standing up, which I often do, you must protect them. Make sure that if they somehow fall over, they won't scuff their noses or any of their body on the way down. I like to use like a doll mattress on the floor and also lean them up against something if I'm going to leave them standing. This way, if they do happen to fall, which hopefully they won't, they'll have a nice soft landing and it won't scuff them. Another super important part of looking after your doll, keep them away from water. We'll start off with the face. American Girls have eyes that open and shut when you lie them down. They do actually have metal rims on the inside. This means that if the doll gets water in their eyes, then it will rust. You want to be really careful with this. If you do get a little bit of water in their eyes, that's okay. Just lean them forward and use a towel and kind of press it into their eyes as hard as you can, and that should do the trick and get the water out. Don't stress out about it too much, but it definitely is something to be aware of and be really cautious of. The other thing on their head is that it's never happened in my case, but specifically in older dolls, the glue is kind of crumbling away slowly. Water can actually loosen this glue even more and your doll's wig could end up falling off. This probably won't happen if you got a new doll, but it's not likely to happen either way, but you just shouldn't really get your doll's head too wet just in case. Also, you don't want to get their bodies wet because they are actually filled with stuffing. Basically what this will do, it'll make it damp and it will grow mold, and then your doll will start to smell and you won't really be able to fix it. So it's really important that you keep your doll out of the water. I would not recommend bringing your doll to a pool or to the beach unless you're being supervised and you're just taking photos, but don't bring them in the pool. Don't do anything like that. Just for the care and keeping of your doll. Be careful with what clothes you put in. If your doll's wearing off-brand clothes or if they're wearing old American Girl clothes from eBay, these can often stain your doll's vinyl because they will transfer dye. You can probably try rinsing the clothes that you suspect could do this, but my advice would just be not to leave the clothes on the dolls for too long, especially not in the sun. A lot of my dolls have a ring around their leg from a Pleasant Company Doc Martens, and I'm gonna have to get chemicals to remove it, so just be super careful with this because I've definitely made this mistake before. On the topic of marks on your doll, get a magic eraser. You will probably see this in every tutorial mentioned on fixing up American Girl dolls, and that's because it works. Apart from ink stains and things like that, magic erasers are so handy. They will get most marks off. Your doll will get dirty over time, and that's okay. It just happens from using them and holding them and everything. It happens, but they're super easy to clean like this, but I totally recommend getting a magic eraser. And that is all the tips I have for today. I hope this helped someone who got a doll maybe for Christmas or recently, or even just someone who's had dolls for a while and maybe they didn't know one of these things. Just to let you know, I'm hoping to get the much requested All My Dolls video up next week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!